Hello everyone, I'm Bishi, and tonight we continue the Streamiversary celebration and also play some more Ace Attorney before I forget what I was doing in this game. We're gonna make some more progress tonight. I left off in the middle of something. Damn, Bishi, you get to have 2 destinies? I know, right? I know. I'm so lucky. What else do you have 2 of? 2 paper stars? I actually have much more than 2. Last night was amazing. Last night was... Oh, what do people say? Last night was a moment. Well, look who finally decided to shop up. Peter, explain yourself while you're talking. I know, I was so late today. I don't even have a good explanation, honestly. I don't even have an excuse. I started getting ready a little bit too late. I've been home for a minute. I was out all day though, so I was exhausted trying to like get my energy back, and so I started getting ready a little too late. Sorry. And I was also making some changes to my graphics and stuff for the Streamiversary. I forgot to take my going live selfie, so you guys get to be part of the starting selfie. Okay, are you ready? Does anyone want to put a special message in the chat for Blue Sky to see? Anyone want to say something? I'm kind of scared, actually. I don't know why I told you guys. I should have just done it before you had a chance to say anything weird. But you know what? You know, I appreciate y'all, so I'm just gonna give you a second. Okay, great. Hi, Blue Sky. I'll give everyone a chance to say something before I take my little selfie. Oh, wonderful. Is that everybody? Everyone speak your piece? Wait, what is it? Speak now or forever hold your peace. There we go. I'm here to help. Anyone else? Okay, we've got, like, no seconds left. Okay. Okay. Now I feel awkward. I look so uncomfortable now. I'm not used to taking selfies in front of people. Maybe I should make an uncomfortable face towards chat. I don't know. There, I'll do like a big smile. Okay, I'm laughing. There we go. I just like... Bart made it. I just hope y'all know that. Here's my going live post. Happy October! It's time for more Dual Destinies. We also reached a couple sub-goals last night. Here's our progress so far. And a selfie featuring chat being themselves. And I put the alt text. Hold on. See, I could have been even later if I remember to do my selfie and make my post. You see what? I have to think about so many things before I hit that go live button, y'all. I'm sorry. I've been sitting here for a minute, but I had to get ready. I have to be prepared. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what y'all are gonna do. I gotta be ready for anything. Oh my god. So, what are y'all eating that this happens, like, in the beginning of almost every stream? Like, within the first 10 minutes? You know? Like, you can't even hold it 10 minutes. What is going on? Y'all need to see a doctor. I probably have to say what y'all are saying in the alt text. Oh boy. More work for me. Okay. A selfie of Bishi smiling at their stream desk with their chat saying silly things like fart. Hi, Blue Sky. I'm here to help. Time for our resident Kiryu redacted. I see what you did there. Eat, do, Elon. And boobs in numbers. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay, there we go. Toast! Send a tweet, except it's not a tweet. Look at this rapid fire. Look at these skills. Oh! I dropped one. God damn it! Why does that always happen to me, chat? Why does that always happen? I'm so scared I'm not gonna know what's going on. Like, I took notes last time, but I don't know. We kind of just, like, stopped in the middle of everything. And then we just chatted for, like, another hour after that. Like I said, we stopped in the middle, I think, of a trial, which is the worst. I think last time I finished investigation, like, halfway through stream, so then I was like, okay, let's just keep going and do some of the trial. So that's what I did. Oh, I forgot my chat's still up. Oops. There. Okay. Sorry, Ruuuvo, you've been erased. You've been silenced. Okay, let's just get in there and let me see the damage. Let me see what we're working with today. Now, if I am lost today, you can't blame me. I got this. The astronaut was stabbed. See, I'm even questioning that because there's guns involved in this case, so he might have actually been shot. I don't know. That might not even be right. All right, y'all, let me see. My God. So like I said, we're in the middle of something. Let me see. So I think we're getting testimony from the director right now. Detective Arm and I rushed the control room together. We were just, like, kind of iffy about what the director was saying, because he was like, oh, we went into the control room and then we went into the room where the murder happened. And we're like, why didn't you use the door south of the murder? Why did you go to the control room? And I remember the director said that the detective went ahead of him into the room, and that should be impossible because that room can only be opened by the director. So we have kind of a lie contradiction going on already. And past that, I don't remember. Oh, yes. And then there is absolutely someone that was in the room that shot at them first, and then the detective returned fire. Okay. A third person who had a gun that could fire the .10 caliber bullets, yes. Explains why Detective Arm fired the warning shots. This person fired at detective and director with their gun. The detective fired her shots. Blah, 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 blah. So now the director is changing the testimony. Blackwell had no idea. Okay. Detective Arm and I rushed the control room together. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and Turan on the floor. We were still in the control room to the east when the figure fired at us. Okay. And then what did I write down? Director and Candace went through the control room and peeked through the door to see a shadowy figure holding the lighter. Right. And saw Turan on the floor. That person could be the killer. Could have gone into the lounge from the south door because there's no security lock. Director says Candace shot at the figure immediately and shot twice. One bullet went into the screen, and the other one broke Turan's oxygen tank. Right. The detective's gun caliber is different from the bullet we found, which was a .10. Yeah, it's a .10, so it's a super, super tiny bullet right here. Yeah. Super, super tiny. And then this is the detective's bullet. So whoever that mystery person is has a very tiny gun. Okay, we're still in the control room to the east when the figure fired at us. We're about to be done with testimony. That's funny. Given that there was no third person in the lounge when the witness entered it, does this mean the person who fired the gun had to have been the defendant? Not necessarily. It's still possible that it was someone else. Most likely, as soon as Detective Arm and Director Cosmos discovered this person. Hold on, you can't see my little guy. That's how I know my mic's in the wrong spot. Can't see him. You must see my little guy. At least a little bit. Oh, man. I think that's good. Okay. They escaped through the southern door, the one that didn't have a security lock. Yeah. Because we want to argue there's a mystery person. Double-edged swords are a tricky lot. Mishandle one, and it's you who is cut down. Huh? Your reasoning could apply if Space Boy were the killer as well. Think about it. After being discovered, he could have fired the .10 caliber... Why can't I... Okay, another word I can't say. Caliber. Caliber gun. I think it's because the next word is gun. Caliber. It's not a comfortable word. Detective Arm would have responded by firing 2 warning shots. All he had to do was feign unconsciousness to invent the impossibility of a third person.
Objection!
Wouldn't they have seen the body slump to the ground? But Mr. Starbuck didn't have a gun in his possession when he was found by police. Nor has a gun been found at the crime scene. Excalibur. I feel like that's easier to say for some reason. .10 is tiny, ridiculously tiny. Yeah, like a tiny mini gun. A tiny baby gun for babies. I guess the killer was a baby. Its absence can only be explained if there was a third party who took it with them.
Objection!
Recall the existence of a trash chute in the boarding lounge. The defendant could have simply thrown the gun down the chute.
Objection!
Okay, but you can't deny the possibility of a third person leaving with the weapon.
Objection!
It's up to you to prove that possibility. And I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence? I did. What evidence? Why, the detonator switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, naturally. That could have been planted. Was planted! A gun for ants. It's a 0.1 inch diameter. What? That's how it is? That's like a BB gun. 0.1 inch? Like a millimeter? That is a bullet for ants. Are you kidding me? What? Do they even make guns like that? Smaller? Jesus Christ. I didn't really understand how tiny they were talking. The killer was Baby Man. Sorry, I'm the killer. Welcome in, Zoe. Killer was an ant. A space ant! Now I'm just picturing an ant with like a little astronaut helmet. Why, the detonator switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, naturally. The most compelling evidence of all that tells us he is the culprit. Ah! I did forget all about that. Look, your baldness. How deliciously obvious it is that they lack the evidence to rival mine. Wow, he sliced our third-person theory to ribbons and served it to us just like that. Yes, well, I have a question of my own, actually. That bullet that the mysterious figure shot, why is it so small? It sounds like a gun for ants. What did it hit exactly? Ah! I forgot his voice. It hurt me. So does that mean you're a ghost? I was wondering when you would realize it, your baldness. Director Cosmos is an authentic... Oh, I'm sorry. That's not him speaking. I was so excited. I was like, I remember his voice. Director Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. He can even pass through walls. Eek!
Objection!
The Reaper! He's here for me early! Prosecutor Blackwell, shame on you for teasing the nice old gentleman. Your baldness. It was all in jest. Please show yourself again. Are you sure? In that case, how did you manage to survive being shot, Director Cosmos? I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle. A miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself.
The bullet hit my glorious Medal of Honor, whereby it ricocheted, thus saving my life. What?
Just like Akiyama. Except it was a wad of money. That's unbelievable. I have to check this out. Oh wow, look at that. There's one extra Gyaxa star. The odds are literally astronomical. Sorry, I keep not looking at the damn names. The odds are literally astronomical. I guess it really was a miracle. Yeah, look at that tiny, tiny little hole. I mean, I guess that would still hurt you really badly, you know? Just tearing a tiny hole through all your organs? That's still not good. It's beginning to really feel like the cosmos is watching out for Director Cosmos. You don't say.
But why did you conceal this information, Director? A great man such as myself has to hide things on occasion, no matter how much it hurts. It is the plight of the truly great. It may be hard for this generation to understand.
I don't know, but it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding? Let's just cross-examine him and see what we can find out.
Now then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
It's a tiny little star. An itty-bitty little star. Aw, a tiny cute hole through your organs. Ah! Oh my god, so cute! Put a bow on it. Oh, yeah, so he's supposed to have 3 stars, and then there's one extra one up diagonally. Okay. I love when you play a visual novel and the dialogue colors change based on who's talking. Yeah, that does help a lot. I just like, I know I should be looking at the name real quick to see who's speaking, but sometimes I'm just like going with the flow and then I'm like, oh crap. I said the wrong, I spoke in the wrong way. I don't know. Guns that shoot needles. Oh god. A needle gun? That sounds terrible. I'm watching this on my computer for once and wow, Simon's eyes. Aji would say that. I'm in character. Yes, thank you. I know of one that's 2.7 millimeters, which is about 0.1 inch. The entire gun fits in the palm of your hand without sticking out. So this is, I guess, one of those situations where, like, the game is just making things up. Yeah, that would be a gun literally like a toy, like, for a Barbie, you know? That's wild. I wonder why they did that. Why didn't they just go with, like, a realistic bullet? I don't know. He's not an ant, so therefore the gun for ants did not work on him. Just little, like, Wild West shootouts with little ants and tiny cowboy hats. Like that one movie with the lizards and reptiles and stuff, but for bugs. I think it was Rango. Due to the weakness and inaccuracy of the firearm, it was advertised as a lady's self-defense weapon that was small enough to fit in a handbag. Probably not effective against someone if shot at the chest or limbs, could potentially inflict damage if shot at the attacker's face. Man. So it doesn't even really do much at a larger size. Unless it's at the face. That's wild. I'm not entirely surprised. Do they allow guns in Japan? I mean, I think they have very, very strict gun laws, but even so, they would know what guns are like. It was developed in the early 20s. Yeah, I've always heard of like the tiny guns. I just didn't remember what millimeter it was. Don't know enough about guns to know that was a tiny gun. Yeah, I knew it was tiny, but I didn't realize it was gonna be like impossibly tiny. Like it shouldn't even exist tiny. I was just like, oh yeah, that's one of those like little palm-sized guns. I did know about those. Okay, we have a short testimony here. Detective Arm and I rushed to the control room together.
Hold it!
We've already heard all about that part. Don't you have any new information?
Well, let me see. If you have an hour or two, I could tell you all about the Hat 1 miracle.
Hold it!
A baby gun! We already know all about that too. Tell us about something related to the incident.
I see. You want to know about incidents. Well then, let me tell you about the many incidents that made me the man I am today. Yes, if you have the time, I will tell you all about the upbringing of this great man.
Hold it!
You told us all about that already as well. What we need now is your testimony.
Did I really already tell you all about my upbringing? I don't recall doing so. Director Cosmos, perhaps you could save your boastful tales for later. If I must. Well, we peeked in through the control room door and...
Yeah, so we didn't get anything of value there. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room. She ran on the floor.
Hold it!
But it was so dark you couldn't see this figure's face, isn't that right?
Yes, the room was as deep and dark as outer space itself. Speaking of outer space, during the Hat 1 launch 7 years ago...
If it's about that Hat 1 miracle again, you can saw it off and tell it to a stray mutt.
Excellent idea. No reason why the animal world shouldn't hear of my greatness.
And so they shall. But first, your testimony. What happened next? Again, I don't think we get anything of substance there, so it's going to be this one. We were still in the control room to the east when the figure fired at us. How would they know you were in there?
Hold it!
So in other words, you were fired at while you were at the control room door. Well, then how would it ricochet outside the room, though?
That is correct.
There's something not quite right about that. Director Cosmos, the bullet this person fired hit you, isn't that right?
Yes, it was a miracle. A miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet the figure fired hit me while I was in the control room. But as the Cosmos would have it, the bullet bounced off my glorious Medal of Honor.
In that case, the bullet should have wound up somewhere around the control room door, right? So they kind of hand it to you there. So Director Cosmos was in the control room to the east. And while he was there, he was shot at by someone with a .10 caliber gun. But the bullet hit his medal, so he was able to escape with his life. He's a very lucky man. No wonder people think he's great. I'm pretty lucky myself, so if he's a great man, then I'm king of all the cosmos. That just makes me think of Katamari. La 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 la. Okay. So, what do I present? Oh, that's not what I meant to do! Anyway. Okay, present. What do we present? So, maybe the bullet? Covered in a gutter that runs along the south wall. It has to be just the bullet itself.
Objection!
Yes. Director Cosmos, I believe you are telling this great court a glorious lie.
A great man like me tell a lie? Have you ever heard of such a thing in all of history?
I almost wish I had the sound effect of... Because, my accusation is based on the positions of the people who were in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective Arm were near the control room door, and the mystery figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. If, as you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, then the bullet would have traveled in this direction. Curb your attorney, exactly. However, we found the bullet here.
Oh.
This trajectory and where the bullet was actually found contradict each other. Director Cosmos, where were you really when you were being shot at? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the human merry-go-round.
Objection!
Don't tell me you've forgotten already. Didn't the witness himself just tell you? The bullet hit his metal. Of this, there is no mistake.
Objection!
Yeah, but he's lying about where he was when it happened. But in that case, the bullet should have been found near the east side of the room. Are you trying to say that you can explain this inconsistency? Of course. I didn't think so. What? Oh, great Director Cosmos.
Yes? Is there something you'd like me to expound upon?
You were in fact not in the control room to the east, were you? You were looking into the lounge from the door to the south. Is that not right? I don't like this. Why are you leading him? Ah! I don't want him to be near the south door either. What are you getting at? Use your own brain. Your head must have some use other than housing that bird's nest. Bird's nest? Why does everyone pick on my hair? Rector Cosmos and the detective witnessed the scene from the southern door. The killer fired at them there, and that is why the bullet was found in the south. That makes some sense, actually. Also, the witness being at the southern door is rather favorable for the prosecution. Huh? I've got a bad feeling about this. A bad feeling. How about it, Director? You don't tell the truth this time.
Oh. He's broken free of his shackles! Yikes! His handcuffs!
You will become but rust upon my sword. I relish the chance to cut down a great man.
All right, I'll tell the truth. Just put your sword away. You are correct. I, the great Yuri Cosmos, was looking into the room for the southern door.
What? That's the complete opposite of all the testimony he's given so far. Now you have lost your possibility that a third person was in the room. He's just going along with whatever you say. I have? How? That was the only way in or out. The director and the detective were near the southern door. Well, what if the person escaped through the trash chute? Meaning the killer couldn't have escaped through there. The western door required print recognition. The corridor beyond was filled with smoke. The only escape route left was the eastern control room door. And the only way to get through there was with Director Cosmos' fingerprints. In short, there would be no escape for any third person had there been one. Ah! My third person just disappeared, like in one of Trucy's magic tricks. There's still hope. Spin!
Order! Order in the court! Director Cosmos, why did you tell such an outrageous lie?
You were covering for the defendant. Isn't that right? Oh.
Yes. It was all for the love of my men. If I said I was in the eastern control room, it would mean the culprit could have escaped through the southern door.
And I was suspicious of him.
It would have meant that there could have been a third person. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for a third person.
What a convoluted lie. Was he really covering for the defendant? He could be lying. He is a liar.
It looks like we've come to a conclusion.
You always say that, but it's never true.
At the defense's argument, the possibility of a third person has crumbled.
No! It's over. Yikes. The judge is about to hand down his verdict. Think, Phoenix, think. This is the perfect time to try and turn my thinking around. If a third person had no way of escaping the scene... Oh, okay, we have to think like that. Then what if one of the people at the scene was this third person? Wait. What if the whole premise is all wrong? Yeah, I mean, like, the person on the ground might not have been Terran. Ran? Director Cosmos said that he and Detective Arm rushed the scene together. But what if that premise isn't true? What if one of them reached the scene before the other? Oh. Oh. Okay, that's not where I thought we were going. What if the detective or director got to the scene first? Weird. And if that person entered the lounge, then they would be the third person. Oh. I mean, I was suspicious of these two because they were the first ones on the scene. Sounds like something a writer would say. No, my third person. No. The defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim and shot at the director. Not true. There doesn't appear to be any room for argument against these claims. I will now render my verdict.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. There is still one possibility.
Oh? This had better be good, Mr. Wright.
It always is. There is one and only one person who could have escaped from the scene. And that person would be the first person who arrived on the scene. Then, upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive came via the southern door. That's why the first person fled from the room, using an escape route that was accessible only to them. Ah, so we're gonna go with it's the director.
Very well. Let's hear more about this theory. Who is this one person who could have escaped from the boarding lounge?
I'm gonna say the director, because he has access to those rooms.
Take that!
What? But that's... Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here?
Of all the people who were at the scene, only the witness could have escaped. The director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door, after all.
But that means...
Exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness, Director Yuri Cosmos.
Ah!
What? What?
Look at Phoenix. Order! Order in the court, I say! Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself in more detail.
I assert that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arm and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arm arrived after that and saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots.
Ah! I've been hit! I've been hit on the starboard side!
Captain Wright! It's a direct hit on the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot.
Warning shots fired from the enemy ship. Prepare to intercept!
Cosmos, you have told a lie in this court once again.
I've been hit! I've been hit on the port side! The enemy's called in reinforcements!
Earth to Cosmos Control Center, requesting permission to ask that you return to reality.
But my ship will not go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence.
Objection!
But I do have evidence. In fact, you could say that your battleship bears its scar. Director Cosmos is the third person Aura Blackquill saw. This third person fired at Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos?
It looks like you've deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us.
Director Cosmos must have been the one who fired the I'm just gonna say the gun. The 10 caliber gun, .10. When Detective Arm discovered him in the lounge, it only makes sense that he would have turned and shot at her. Therefore, the evidence on the director's body is of a different kind of relevance than before. So his bullet is going to be, or his bullet wound, I guess, the mark is going to be from her larger bullets. Once we compare it against another piece of evidence, the mark that you received from the third party will be all the proof we need. So we're going to compare it to the shot in the screen. To prove that you were the one there in the lounge.
Brace for further impact!
Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove you were the one in the lounge. I'm going to say the bullet hole.
Take that!
The 38 caliber.
And what would you like to say about that piece of evidence, Mr. Wright?
Am I wrong? Huh? Oh, what? Oh, the bullet. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll take that hit. I would like to say that this is not it.
Mr. Wright, please only present evidence that you think is it.
I guess that really wasn't it. But I am sure the third person was Director Cosmos. Okay, I'm gonna save this time. That's why I always save. That time I was like, oh, I got it. We're good.
Take that!
There we go. The 38 caliber bullet found on the floor at the scene did not hit the oxygen tank. It hit Director Cosmos's metal. If we have that ricochet mark on the metal analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And if that mark proves to be from a 38 caliber bullet... I can't say caliber! I cannot say it. Caliber... Oh. Caliber... Caliber... I want to... Oh, no. You know what it is? I want to say it with, like, the most southern twang possible. Is that what it is? Caliber. 38 caliber bullet. That's what I want. That's what I want to say. I'm fighting it. Chat, I'm fighting the Texas spirit. It's invading my body. Caliber bullet. A 38 caliber bullet. That's what I want to say. I want to say a 38 caliber bullet. Chat, help me. Help me. It will prove that you were the third person we've been looking for.
The bridge is destroyed! Losing altitude! All hands abandon ship!
Don't fight your inner Texan, let him out! The Texan Bishi's taken over! Oh dear God.
If that's true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank?
It was the 10 caliber bullet. In other words, it was the bullet fired by Yuri Cosmos. Isn't that right, Director?
No! You've got it all wrong! What? The engines have started again? It's a miracle! I'm not going down yet! Witness, stop this at once and confess the truth! I'm tired and I want my goddamn happy sauce!
Quick! Get them 5 balls of boiling oil! Bishi's headphones are gonna morph into a 10-gallon hat.
No. Dad! Help! No! No!
And yet, PC Man has redeemed a Ruuuvo voice for 5 minutes. Can I do a southern Ruuuvo voice? I wonder.
Witness, stop this at once and confess the truth!
I can!
If you don't want the history book to say that a great man was a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth! Are you giving me orders? Me, the great director of the Cosmos Space Center? Ah! But the cosmos revolves around me! Ah! Someone get me off this thing! Order! Order in the court! And will someone please stop the witness from spinning?
It's hard to do both at once. I'm trying to Uwu and Southern. You sound like a character in a Foghorn Leghorn cartoon. Wonderful.
Phew! Hey, goodness we were able to stop him from spinning off the face of the earth. While he was throwing, I took the liberty of running an analysis on the mark on the metal. It was made by a 38 caliber bullet, matching it with the size of Detective Arm's firearm. Yeah!
Oh, he's not okay. He's seeing stars. Okay, the hat's going away.
Are you ready to confess the truth, witness? No! You got it all wrong! This is just a misunderstanding! Is he going to start piling on more lies?
It looks like it. No matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them one by one. I'll make that big liar tell the truth.
To be continued. So you're telling me if I went like for maybe 30 more minutes last time, we would have stopped here. Okay. Well, we're only 1 hour in, so hopefully we can get to another to be continued in 3 hours. Let's see. Oh, good lord. Yes, we gotta keep going. So this Ruuuvo voice is making it hard for me to actually take in what's happening. So he's spinning. Okay, yeah, the mark on the metal was made by the 38 caliber bullet, matching the detective's arm stuff. Okay, there we go. There you have it. Okay, so director got to the scene first and shot at detective. Detective shot back. That's how he got the mark on his medal. How much time is left on this timer? Another minute and a half. Okay.
Director Cosmos, a new possibility has been presented by the defense. They're claiming that you were this third person. Ah! Forgive me! I'm so sorry! So the great pioneer of space development is revealed to be just another fabulous curve. I only have one question for the likes of you. Do I send you off quickly or very quickly? Ah! The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmos, so don't try to talk your way out of this. Fine, I'll tell the truth. It's all just as you say, Mr. Wright. It's true that I was there in the boarding lounge. I got there before Detective Arm, and when she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped to the control room. I then went past the elevators and all the way around to boarding lounge 1 again.
This is so convoluted.
I came up behind Detective Arm and pretended to be the second person on the scene. What a troublesome old man you are with such convoluted deeds and thoughts. I see. So then, are you still insisting that you did not kill the victim? Of course I am. When I arrived at the lounge alone, I saw the true killer. The great Yuri Cosmos was a history-making witness.
Hold it!
Okay, I don't have to do this anymore. It kind of just turned into a high-pitched southern accent. Hope that's okay. Oh, good lord. I can only handle 5 minutes of that. To be continued. On that note, it's time for me to become a samurai for 40 hours. Understandable. Have fun. Wish you well. Tell us all about it next time you hang out. See you later. If we don't find out this guy had something to do with the Hat 1 disaster, I'll be very surprised. Right? He's so suspicious. Extremely sus. Astronomically sus. You sound like a side character who's a baby chicken and a cowboy hat. Wonderful. Oh. Hey, Pearl, welcome in. How you doing? Hi, I'm in college now. Ah! And now I have that and English courses to deal with. Ah! And I don't have time for Twitch anymore. Ah! And I missed you all. Ah, hello. Welcome in, Pearl. Pop in and let you all know that you haven't gotten rid of me yet. Aw. Well, I am sad to hear that you do not have much time for Twitch, but that's completely understandable. Life happens. I wish you all the best in school. I'm sure you're gonna do amazing. If you ever want to practice English stuff here, feel free. Takes more than college and English courses to get rid of me. Yeah, we were talking about you. We're doing a streamiversary celebration with a bunch of sub goals and stuff, and oh goodness, one of the sub goals is a karaoke stream, and so we were talking about how we were doing the karaoke night in the Discord forever ago, and people were saying they enjoyed your Lady Gaga songs. And we might do a Discord game night too. That's also a goal there. It was kind of like both of those combined made us talk about it, I guess. Yeah. Good or bad? Oh, never bad. Never bad, Pearl. We don't bad talk people here. I remember that. It was so fun. It was also the only time that I did karaoke. Yeah, I remember that you said that was like the only time you got to do karaoke before. I love karaoke. I'm really hoping we unlock the karaoke stream. I'm gonna make it fun for y'all. Like, y'all will be able to redeem silly voices I can do, request songs, stuff like that. But we have to get to the sub goal to unlock it. We'll see. We have all month long. Usually when we're talking about Lady Gaga, we mention you at some point. Yeah. You're the community's Lady Gaga fan. You all were my first and only karaoke. Well, I hope that you're able to do karaoke at some point again, whether it's with us doing it another time or getting to do it with other people somehow, some way. All right. What were we doing? So I don't even know if I should write this down. I feel like he's still lying. Okay, I got there before the detective. When she arrived, she fired warning shots. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so then I went all the way around behind the detective and pretended to be the second person there. Okay. And he's saying he did not kill the victim, and when he arrived, he saw the true killer. Then why would you not just say that? Okay, now hold on just a moment. We just proved a few minutes ago that the third person that Mr. Starbuck and Miss Aura Blackwell saw was you.
No, it wasn't me. I saw the person as well. If I were the killer, why would I lie to cover for Starbuck?
Because you weren't lying to cover for him.
I would just leave him to take the fall.
That is an excellent point. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for a third person. Well, it makes some sense if he told those lies to cover for Mr. Starbuck. Still, a lie is a lie, Athena. So Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit, but where's the proof?
Ah, I just remembered. I have an alibi.
What?
Miss Blackwell said she saw the killer at 10 a.m., correct?
Yes. And?
Well, I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation effort. Ask any member of the staff you'd like. They'll corroborate me.
At risk of being fired? The director is not fibbing to the court for once. I confirm that he has an alibi for the time specified. So, you're claiming that Miss Blackwell saw the killer commit the crime first at 10 a.m. And that you arrived at the lounge after that?
Yes, and I believe the person I saw is the same person that Miss Blackwell saw. Although it was pitch black, so it was more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. And I couldn't actually see their face, but it was definitely the silhouette of an earthling.
That's not very helpful. That is not incredibly helpful, sir. Okay, so... Director claims... Okay, no, he doesn't. Director was helping evacuate at 10 a.m. when witness saw a shadowy figure commit murder. Claims he Came upon the scene and saw the same figure. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Not even supposed to be here because I have to wake up early today, but I'm staying up late because I have stuff to do still. We're keeping you company on your late night work. I appreciate it. I can tell you this place has taught me so much more I could think of. Y'all help me keep up with my English with hits such as yeah, it. Yeah, impeccable English skills, obviously. English course is separate from college. The college is for digital games. Send help. Oh boy. Well, we wish you luck, Pearl, is what I wanted to say. See, my native language is English, and I fail at it every day. Let that give you some comfort. Or maybe not. Besides the feeling that I don't know things I should, some good things is the first thing I saw when I came to the college was someone with a fan, full-on drag queen style fan, and I felt more safe. Aww. Yeah, I remember college was a really great time. I felt like there was a lot of like-minded people there. You know, yeah. One teacher came in with a Hello Kitty shirt and showed us a video of a famous trans congresswoman here in Brazil. And then another day, he came in with, guess what? A Lady Gaga Born This Way cover shirt. Oh my god. If I say I have a favorite teacher already, of course. Of course. I know if my teachers were to look at how I am in these streams, they'd be very concerned for my future in a workplace. Oh my god. Speak for yourself. What about me? No. The things I have said on these streams, my god. My god. Thank you for the lurk, Pearl. Good luck in your work and in your schooling. What am I saying? As long as he has an alibi. We can't very well claim Director Cosmos was the killer. No, we can't. Then again, maybe we don't need to yet. I wonder if he was really covering for Mr. Starbuck. Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw.
Very well. Your testimony, please.
Even more lies. My favorite.
As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me.
What, now the killer's firing at you?
I hid to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air.
I think they went down the trash chute, if this is true.
I was near the elevator side door and launch pad 1 door. And the control room door should have been shut tight to the killer.
Okay. So now you're saying they disappeared into thin air. Great. Great. So you were shot at by the killer as well, and then they disappeared.
Yes. Though luckily no harm came to my glorious body. Unfortunately, the bullet hit Tyran's oxygen tank. I know because I heard a pang. That must have been the sound of the tank being ruptured.
Wait, but I thought the bullet hit his metal. No, that was Detective Arm's bullet, remember? Right. What a mess this is turning into. So let's see. Director Cosmos is claiming that when he found Mr. Tyran and his killer, the culprit shot a 10 caliber bullet at him. Right, but it actually hit Mr. Tyran's oxygen tank and ruptured it. And then the killer disappeared and the director went into the boarding lounge. When Detective Arm caught up and fired those warning shots at him. Judging by his metal, it looks like one of them almost took him out, too. Good summary, but that doesn't explain where our mystery killer went. Director Cosmos, I was wondering if you could elaborate on when the figure disappeared.
I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at, but when I peeped back into the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed into the lounge straight away to investigate. But what I found was Tyran with a knife in his chest and Starbuck out cold on the floor. So we have a culprit who vanished from a scene that had no escape route. vanished without a trace. It's truly like one of the great mysteries of the cosmos.
Silence.
A riddle of the ages indeed. But I'd rather know how a fibbing leech such as you can be lauded as great.
A great man is always misunderstood in his own time, but he must remain true to himself even if those around him don't understand.
That might be the first true statement he's said all day. But how do you suppose this person managed to vanish so suddenly? Simple. Because it was Space Boy himself. When he was spotted by the director in Aura, he quickly feigned unconsciousness. That would certainly take all the mystery out of the idea of a vanishing culprit. I want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter-evidence. Director Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Mr. Starbuck on the floor?
Oh, because it was dark. It was as dark as a black hole in there. I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished and I entered the room.
That doesn't help us. That wasn't exactly helpful. I'm prepared to accept your surrender, right, Dono? I can't find any holes in this testimony, but I can't give up. Mr. Wright, why don't you let me help? Huh? While the director was giving his testimony, I detected a cacophony of discord. Which means he's hiding his true feelings from us, huh? This just might help us find out what happened to our vanished killer. That'd be great, Athena. Let's see what you can do with him. You got it, boss. I wouldn't want to miss this chance to delve into a great mind. Yuri Cosmos, prepare to hand over the secrets of your heart to me. Widget! Okay. Time for emotions! As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me. So we've got angry, a little, very surprised, and very sad. I hid to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side door and the Launchpad 1 door. I guess we could ask about the SAD there. And the control room door should have been shut tight to the killer. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the Launchpad door. Oh, it's afraid, not sad.
A great Yuri Cosmos? Afraid? And what basis do you have for that outlandish accusation?
Whether I have any basis or not, you seem quite distressed by it.
I'm most certainly not.
Director Cosmos, there's something about the Launchpad door you're not telling us, isn't there?
Ah!
Wow, he's speechless. Looks like you hit the nail on the head, boss. It's working, boss. One more punch and it'll be a knockout. There seems to be one more emotion that's at odds with his testimony. Go get him. Back in the Matrix it is. Time to pinpoint our way to victory. Okay. Maybe it's the anger? It must be the anger or something. No. When we view your emotions alongside your testimony, we find the unexpected emotion. Wait a minute. There really isn't anything strange here. I don't know, but I think maybe we made a mistake, Mr. Wright. I think maybe you're right. Let's take another look. There must be an unexpected emotion here somewhere. Okay. I mean, I think the anger is kind of weird. We already did that. Or maybe the lack of emotion here? Like, why are you not surprised at someone vanishing into thin air? Okay, yeah. I did think that was weird the first go-around, but... You must have thought it was very strange that the killer vanished into thin air.
I did. That kind of thing just doesn't happen usually.
And yet, at the time, you barely registered any shock at the occurrence.
What? Why are you...
I can only think of one reason as to why you weren't surprised by the killer's vanishing act. You must have had a good idea of where they went. Isn't that right?
What? No, of course not. That's preposterous. Only I can enter the control room. And the area beyond the launch pad door was filled with smoke, making it impassable. And as for the southern door... I was standing right there. So there was nowhere for the killer to run to.
Maybe, or maybe not. You went into the room to check on Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Turan, yes? What if the culprit took that opportunity to silently slip out through the southern door?
I highly doubt it. As you recall, right after I entered the lounge, Detective Arm came rushing towards it herself via the southern hallway. Anyone trying to escape through there would have been caught by her.
And yet the director was not surprised the killer vanished. So you're absolutely sure that was no escape route for the culprit to use? Mm-hmm. I'll just input those 2 pieces of data and... Yes, just what I wanted to see. Presto changeo! Less discord. It looks like we're on the right track. Thanks, Athena. Now to make sense of what we've learned. Director Cosmos was not surprised that the culprit suddenly vanished from the lounge, which points to the possibility that he knew where the killer had escaped to. Furthermore, talking about the door to the launch pad made him uneasy. In other words, he's probably hiding something about the launch pad 1 door. Okay? When we put these 2 pieces together, only one solution to this puzzle comes to mind. Director Cosmos, did the real killer escape through here? I guess it must be that. I'm still stuck on the trash chute, but I guess not.
Take that!
The culprit went through the launch pad 1 door to escape, didn't they?
Yes, I mean, no. Disaster to starboard! We're going to crash into an asteroid!
A master tactician you are not. But the area beyond the door was filled with smoke, wasn't it? True, but this is still the only logical answer there is. If we can just figure out what the director is hiding about the Launchpad 1 door, we should be able to iron out the logical inconsistencies. I mean, if they had, like, a mask with oxygen, like the astronaut outfit, they could have gone through the smoke, probably.
But that door requires fingerprint recognition. Only Starbuck, Turan, and I have access. I don't see how the killer could have opened that security lock, do you?
That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding lounge, meaning there's a way he could have easily gotten past that security lock. Come to think of it, we did examine the prints on the fingerprint recognition device. I propose that the killer used this person's fingerprints to get past the security lock. Yeah, it would have been Turan, I think. Oh, I can't look at my evidence. Well, I think it was Turan. Who was unconscious.
Take that!
No? Was that wrong? Was it, the other guy? I just don't remember. Here, I'll look right now. Did I not write it down? Let me see. Oh no, it was Starbuck. Okay, my bad. I just didn't remember. Yeah, Starbuck's prints were found on the scanner screen after the incident. Oopsie! I'm just gonna load. I just forgot! Okay, I just forgot. No big deal. Just close your eyes. I didn't even load the save. What are you talking about? What do you mean? I didn't mess up. Silly.
Take that!
That's the right answer the very first time you selected it. Wow, good job, Bishi.
Mr. Starbuck was lying unconscious there in the boarding lounge. Anybody could have easily gotten past the security lock by using his prints. And actually, Mr. Starbuck's prints are exactly what we found on the device's screen.
Ah!
Looks like he does have something to hide about the Launchpad 1 door. And I'm betting it's got something to do with the culprit's escape route. But I don't have enough information to see the whole picture yet.
You know, something just occurred to me. I haven't had my nap yet. Oh, something just occurred to me. Would you like to hear it?
Huh? Oh, yes, by all means.
There's a security camera in boarding lounge 1.
Right. The one that recorded the victim and the defendant. What about it, Your Honor?
If the true culprit escaped into the Launchpad 1 corridor, then that might be recorded on the security footage as well. Then the mystery would be solved. What do you think of my logic?
I hope you didn't strain your faculties too much for that, Your Baldness.
I beg your pardon?
Look, if we play the security footage beyond this point... It just cuts out. Yeah.
Oh my! The footage cuts off!
The camera was running on backup power, but apparently the power cables were damaged. Most likely by the after effects of the explosion. There is no footage after this, be it of criminals or space aliens.
And I thought it was such a good idea, too.
Just because your grandchild is watching from the gallery, it doesn't mean you should try to show off too much. Grandpa Baldness.
Prosecutor Blackwell! How did you know about my grandchild? Who is it?
I think his grandchild just learned a little about the harshness of the adult world. Setting aside the issue of grandchildren. Anyway, I'd like to have the witness continue. Director Cosmos, could you tell us more about when you entered the lounge?
If I must.
More emotions! Okay, I hid to avoid getting shot and he's scared. After the killer vanished, I went into the lounge, still scared. He's still in that damn Segway! But that's when Detective Arm appeared from the elevator side door. There's surprise. And then the detective shot at me. We have a little bit of anger, a little bit of surprise, and fear. So you see, the killer could have only escaped the launch pad, right? Sometimes I'll be listening but not actively watching or reading the screen. I don't always realize you're ad-libbing extra dialogue. I love it. It makes everything so much funnier. I'm glad y'all enjoy it. Gotta keep y'all on your toes, you know? Okay. I hid to avoid getting shot. The fear makes sense. And then I went to the lounge, still scared. Then surprise when Detective Arm pops up. And then the detective shot at me. I think these emotions make sense. Maybe this one? It's a little out of place? No, that's wrong. I've made a mistake! Okay. Maybe anger? No, it's not the anger either. Trial and error today! It was the surprise at her showing up. Okay. Director Cosmos, why were you so surprised when Detective Arm found you, and again when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural? It is?
sadly, even great men such as myself have ordinary human feelings. Our bodies are bound by the forces of gravity and emotions. Even a great man such as myself experiences surprise on occasion.
Yes, I'm sure you do. But my real point is not the fact that you were surprised, but rather what you were surprised by.
Pardon?
First, you were surprised when Detective Arm found you in the lounge. And just after that, you were, of course, again surprised when she shot at you. I would also be surprised to be shot at. But considering what you were surprised about, a strange phenomenon occurs here. Director Cosmos, what is strange about your surprised reaction is the fact that you were...
Yes, of course. I know the answer. Yes. Obviously, if you will follow my line of logic in which I use the Pythagorean theorem and also, hypotheses and theories, you will come to understand my line of thinking that brings me to my conclusion that the answer must in fact be, and not be anything else, but must be the one and only answer of which I am about to reveal to all of you.
Oh... Why were you so surprised when the detective found you and when she fired?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Not that you were surprised, but what you got surprised by. So I don't think it's going to be surprised twice. Not surprised by something else. Was he more surprised? Well, wait. The third option is more surprised when Arm showed up. Was he more surprised when Arm showed up? I didn't even notice. See, this is where doing trial and error puts you in a sticky situation. Then you can't follow a line of logic because you did not logically come to the conclusion. Well, let's think about it. So, he was not surprised when he was hiding, getting shot at. Is that weird? Ugh. Honestly, I feel like it's 50-50. I feel like if I was able to go back and look at it again, I'd be able to answer this better, but... alas... I do not recall. Wasn't there something you should have been more surprised by?
A brave man such as myself is not so easily surprised. But being shot at, now that would surprise anybody.
Well, when you put it that way. So it's the other one. I guess I'm barking up the wrong tree here. Director Cosmo... yeah, okay. Sure, you were surprised when Detective Arm shot at you. But the surprise you felt when she found you in the lounge was much greater. Okay. I just couldn't remember. Because I didn't logically realize that happened. The fact that you were more surprised by simply being found than by being shot at suggests to me that you were conflicted about whatever it was you were doing there. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the emotions system is a little weird. Like, I get that there's, like, smaller reactions that don't blip as much and then bigger reactions that blip a lot. But I feel like sometimes there's a very subtle difference. I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch the stream again. But I feel like the difference in surprise was maybe only 1 or 2 bars. And that's why I didn't notice it. I almost wish that it was, like, more visually obvious when it's at a certain level. You know, like maybe like a bar that fills or something like that, you know, instead of just like a radius thing. I don't know. I also just didn't fucking get it right, so maybe I'm just salty about that. I don't know. Okay, the fact that you were more surprised by simply being found than being shot at suggests to me you were conflicted about whatever it was you were doing there.
The enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence operation hide under your desk. Ah!
Please tell me I finally sunk his battleship. Not quite yet. Boss, I'm getting less Discord now. That must mean he really is hiding something about that door. And whatever he's hiding most likely has something to do with the killer's escape. I wonder what it could be. If he was doing something suspicious around the door, maybe we can spot some change between before he came to the room and after. Okay, I'm gonna start writing stuff down because that's also why I keep getting lost. Okay, so a change before and after going to the door. Okay. Detective Fulbright gave us a photo taken after the crime. Let's run a comparison. Let's see. This footage of the door before Director Cosmos arrived. Oh, sorry, this is footage. And this is how the door looked after the director entered the lounge. Hey, look at that. There is a change. Something's definitely different. I think I spotted it. Director Cosmos.
What is it? What have you two been up to over there?
Finding the answer to what you were doing when Detective Arm found you. That's what. And that answer lies clearly in this footage. All we have to do is compare it to the photo that was taken during the investigation.
Don't be ridiculous. If you really do have an answer, you'd have pointed it out already.
He's asking for it. This is what changed directly after the incident. Oh, wait, I didn't pay attention to another thing. Oh, is it... Okay, I was thinking that it's the fact that the handprint thing is off in this picture, but I didn't pay attention to the launch thing on the left. I don't know if it was up and down or not in the other picture. Shoot. Well, actually, I can look at it right here. No, can I? Yeah, it is different. Oh, it's up and down. I also think it is off here, but I'm going to point to the knob. I think that's what it's gonna be.
Take that!
The answer is this knob. We did linger on that knob quite a lot when we were investigating.
That's...
Your Honor, please take a look at this footage.
Let's see.
Take a look at the knob next to the launch pad door. As you can see, it's horizontal.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
However, when we investigated the scene of the crime yesterday, the knob was vertical.
And what does that mean?
It means that sometime between before the director arrived and after, someone turned the knob. And that has to do with the launch, I think. After the scene was discovered, you were the only one who could have turned the knob. That's also another thing. Come on now, Director Cosmos. Let's hear what you have to say. What were you trying to do by turning that knob by the door?
Yeah, fine. I admit it.
So dizzy. Let's let him stay dizzy for a little bit. What a knob. What a total knob. Total knob head. Can we lock this dude up for having a massive ego? Yes. Yes, please. I feel the same way about the emotion stuff. I don't care for the emotion mechanic at all. I prefer the abilities of Apollo and Wright over Athena. It's a little disappointing. Feels a little strange and too subjective for me to understand. Yeah, I'm also like... I feel like I've seen, like, video discussions, like hours-long discussions about stuff like this in video games, but I do think that there is a theme with video games associating female characters with, like, abilities or powers that are about emotions. I think that's like an entire thing that happens. So like this is just like yet another example of that. I thought of that immediately like when it started introducing it. But I was like, okay, I guess let's just see where this goes. But even past that being annoying, it's just the fact that like, I don't know, it's not a super interesting ability. It never usually is. I feel like it's kind of unfair that the female characters always get like the emotion abilities because they usually end up not being very interesting. And so then people are like, oh, that female character is not that interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that association that could happen, potentially. I love Athena, actually. I think she's a great character, and she is interesting and has a fun personality. I just think that her mechanic is not that great, and I wish that they were able to think of something else that would have been a little bit more interesting for her to have, you know? I mean, like, especially she has, like, a whole technology thing that's, like, a truth lie thing. Like, it could have been more like a lie detector, kind of, that you still have to piece things together logically, but, like, it helps you detect lying. I don't know, something like that that's more, like, tech-focused might have been more fun, you know? I don't know. Turns out the knob just flushes the toilet.
I admit it. You're right. I did turn that knob. That knob is a safety lock meant to keep the launch pad in place. I was afraid there would be more explosions. So I wanted to move the launch pad away.
You wanted to do what? Hey, didn't Ponko tell us something about how they prepare for launch? Right. It would have been worse if you moved it. She said that once the launch pad's fully assembled, it's moved to the launch site. Was he going to try to launch it anyway? But the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be disengaged first. I guess that clears up what the knob is for. Oh, so if the killer escaped into the launch pad 1 corridor, maybe they were transported along with the launch pad to the launch site? I don't think so. The launch pad 1 corridor was filled with smoke. I don't think they could have escaped through the corridor. So where did the killer escape to? Wasn't that our whole argument just now? I guess there are still some things we have to uncover. Director Cosmos, I request you tell us about moving the launch pad in more detail.
Fine. But listen carefully, for I'm about to give history-making testimony.
More emotions. I wish they leaned into the tech aspect of her character. Would have been a nice break from the literal magic both Nick and Apollo use. Yeah, Nick is like a kind of magic. Sorry, this beeping. I gotta wait till there's no beeping. Hold on. We have the angry. I'll look at this in a minute. Hold on. Oh, okay, there we go. Silence. Lock him up! A guiltier fucker could not exist. He is so guilty. What was I saying? So, yeah, Apollo's power, sorry, I was trying to say, is like almost like a supernatural ability to see, and in a way, it is also a psychological ability, because this one you could say is also psychological, that she always is talking about psychoanalysis, I think, but then it kind of just boils down to analyzing emotions, whereas Apollo has an ability to kind of zone in on people's tics and tells, so to say, which I think is interesting. I remember in the first game, though, it could be a little annoying sometimes too, so even his is not perfect gameplay wise, but is more interesting story, like narrative wise. And then of course Nick has like a mystical, like spiritual ability to detect lying, so I guess we already do have kind of like a lie detector ability that he gets from Maya, who's able to channel spirits, so that, you know, yeah, they have kind of this more mystical abilities going on, whereas Athena, it's all just like technology based, which I think, like you said, if they leaned more into the technological aspect rather than I'm going to use a screen to see what emotions you're feeling, I think it would have been a little bit better if they leaned more into the other end of that. A lie detector or something more tech-based would have been so much better. I wasn't sure how I felt about Athena before, but she's definitely grown on me. But the emotional stuff is a no. Why does the woman have to be everyone's therapist? Exactly, yeah. I think that female characters get pigeonholed into stuff like that constantly, all the time. And you know, it's like a trope. It's a stereotype kind of thing. So yeah, it is a little annoying to see happen so often. Like, I think there was before they made the cooler Peach game for Mario, there was an older Peach game where she also had like an emotion ability or something like that, and nobody really liked that game. I think that they redeemed themselves with the new Peach game. I haven't played it, but from what I saw, it was really cute. It seemed really fun. And I think she actually gets to like fight, you know, and do cool stuff. So I do think, because this game is still from early 2000s, I do think that games are doing better about stuff like that. I'm sure it still freaking happens. You know, I'm sure there's modern examples still, but I think things hopefully are moving in a good direction away from just woman emotional, you know, woman equal emotion. I would hope anyway. Okay. Anyway, let's actually play the game here. So let me see. Had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. We have happy, so that's a weird one. I feared there might be more explosions, so I had to cut the launch pad loose. Surely the only escape the killer had was through launch pad 1. We have anger, but that area was a sea of smoke. No emotion. Confound it. Where on earth could they have gone? We have anger. I'm gonna go with the happy one. That's weird. Okay. I had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. You make it sound like you were reluctant to do so. And yet when you did, you felt some joy, as if you were very pleased with yourself.
Ah! How do you do it? How do you know everything as if you were there?
Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is the power of analytical psychology. Yeah, analytical psychology. So, care to explain why you felt joy when you disengaged the safety lock? When I think back on the facts we've discovered up to this point, I have to believe that you were trying to fulfill some hidden agenda.
Ah! How do you know about that too?
Because I'm more or less a pro at guessing.
But you have no proof that I had a hidden agenda. And even if I did, I would never ever tell you. So there.
The logic of a toddler. I know they say people regress as they grow older, but you take the cake.
And how could you doubt a man with such great intensity, intelligence, and integrity?
Silence.
Because you have none of them. You have none of those things. You, a man of integrity. Don't make me laugh. Prosecutor Blackwell? What came over him all of a sudden? You've spouted nothing but falsities since you stepped up to the stand. You're not the kind of man that will be glorified in the annals of history. Not for greatness, anyway. Unless you consider greatest barefaced liar an honor. I put some fart, parentheses, fan art, in the Discord. Let me go take a peek. Or should I say a smell? What is this? A standoff for ants. Oh. This desert ain't big enough for the two of us. This is so cute. Look at their tiny guns. Wolf, this is so cute. Hold on, let me show chat. This is adorable. Oh, why is it acting like that? I have to zoom in. Okay, it's gonna be very tiny. Look! Hold on, let's go over here. Oh my god, I can't see. Where's my music? Anyway. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. And just two little ants. They're so cute. They're little ants. Wolf, I love it. These are good ants. The little tiny dots. The little tiny dots. What is this? Fart for ants? Oh my god. Fan art for ants? Exactly. This is amazing. Can I add it to the fan art right now? Let me see. I'm just gonna add it right now, because I'm always so bad about remembering to add fan art. I think I have updated the fan art recently. I always forget, so let me do it now. I reacted with the joy emoji. Save image and the fan art slideshow. Perfect. There we go. Immediately. Got it. You stepped into the wrong colony, partner. All right, back over here. I love it. Thank you for drawing it. I think this character, I think you're talking about the director, Cosmos. This character rubs me the wrong way because of current events. I'll say no more. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I am so amazing, and I never tell lies, and everything is fine.
Yeah. Unless you consider greatest barefaced liar in honor.
Liar!
Gulp. His words bite harder than his blade. You moved Launchpad 1 after the explosions? My, how naive you are. You fail to realize how even the facts themselves have betrayed you. You know, just a thought, but modern English can be your friend. And here's a thought for you. Immediately following the bombing, Launchpad 1 was on the boarding lounge one side. Boarding? Did I say boarding? Boarding lounge one side? The police confirmed this on scene. What?
Liar!
So that means the director didn't move the launch pad. Well, maybe he tried to, and it didn't work. Curse my judgment for calling history's greatest liar to the witness stand. Let us leave him to indulge in his lies and war games to his heart's content.
Liar!
But it doesn't make sense. You can't deny that someone turned that knob. And once the safety lock was released, I'm sure the pad must have went somewhere. If we chase down the truth of this issue, we just might find where the killer escaped to. Ah! You're sure it must have went somewhere? We just might find out? Your arguments are nothing but conjecture, bluffing, and wishful thinking. Stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is. Or are you not man enough to, boy? Hold on. Isn't Phoenix like almost 40 years old? Sir, sit down. Talk about hitting below the belt. Youngins these days. Yeah, he's younger than you! I don't understand it. I'm sure Director Cosmos must have moved the launch pad. The knob was definitely turned after he came to the lounge, but the launch pad is right where it's supposed to be. Unless he moved it back and it was already at the launch site? Wait a minute. Maybe I have it backwards. What if the director turned the knob not to move the launch pad away, but to bring it back to where it was supposed to be? That's what I said! What are you blathering about? What if the launch pad was at the launch site before the incident? And then after the incident, Director Cosmos moved it back to its usual spot. All he had to do was turn the knob to call the launch pad back, and it would be right where the police found it. Yeah! I like how his little doopy hair just, comes back. You made him sigh like Mr. Starbuck. Was what I said really that off base? It pains me to have to explain how wrong your own logic is to you. However, Our great liar turned the knob only after he discovered the crime scene. Indeed, the pad existed beyond the lounge when our two Astro Wonders made their escape. A fact that has been recorded for posterity on filmless film. Oh, right. So to reiterate, stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is, boy. Ah! Get a grip, Mr. Wright, and focus. We know the launch pad must have been moved, but our deductions and the actual facts of the case are in direct contradiction to each other. Well, maybe the two astronauts never actually boarded the rocket. This footage could be fake, taken with body doubles after the incident or something. On second thought, that's too far-fetched, even for me. Never actually boarded the rocket. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe. Huh? Prosecutor Blackwell, what if I told you that the two astronauts never set foot inside the launch pad area, but instead went into another place? And what if, when the director moved Launch Pad 1 back, it was not from the launch site, but from another place? What would you say then? Cut the existential bull, or I'll cut you.
Bull? Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself at once.
I'm scared. I'm scared, Chad. They're thinking, and I'm not. I don't know what to do about it. I know I'm right. It was all the other way around from the beginning. Very well, Your Honor. Let me explain. Director Cosmos' reason for moving Launchpad 1 was to hide it, to switch it with another place, to trap the true killer. To switch it? Because he wanted to switch it with some other place.
I'm sorry, but did you say switch it? But what could he possibly have switched the launch pad with?
The other side? Oh, you'd be surprised, Your Honor. All it takes is a little thinking outside the box and the answer becomes clear as day. This might be the wrong answer, actually. Oh, okay. This is what was switched with Launchpad 1. The museum?
Take that!
Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. In the past, the Space Museum used to be Launchpad 2. It has all the same features as Launchpad 1 and can even be moved to the launch site. Meaning, the Space Museum and Launchpad 1 can also be switched with each other.
You can't mean...
The rocket the astronauts boarded was not the one in Launchpad 1. It was the one in the Space Museum. Oh.
What? Balderdash!
Chat, what would you do if someone unironically said Balderdash when they were surprised at something? Like, would you throw them into a volcano or what? Might be projecting. I'd leave. I'd avoid them. Right, like... Oh, Balderdash! Like, what? I'm sorry, what? What?
Welcome in, Zeet.
Your Honor, the culprit is Butts. Was he dumb? Welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Are you a big Ace Attorney fan? This is my first time playing through all the games. In the middle of Dual Destinies tonight. I would just look at them like... just give them a look. Balderdash! Someone ban this guy. Someone throw this guy in a volcano. Bishi, welcome in, internet. Not. Leaves. No Larry slander. You're safe here, okay? You slander Larry, you're safe here. Don't get it twisted. Anyway, I'm here. I hope y'all can see me and hear me. I think so. Spaceman is trying to avoid getting banned. Okay. Spaceman doesn't want to be banned. And yet, it's the only explanation that accounts for every riddle and inconsistency. Larry smells! I wonder what he smells like. A mystery. We'll never know. This is how the Space Center was just before the incident.
I see Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum have already switched places.
That's right. And with the two switched like this, the astronauts entered the Space Museum from Boarding Lounge 1. This allowed the true killer to enter Launchpad 1 from Boarding Lounge 2. Oh god, okay. Alright. So, the two boys go into the Space Museum, and then the bad boy goes into the real spaceship on the other side. Okay. That would have been a perfect moment for it. And that would have been. And set the bomb on the rocket. Oh. Come to think of it, the door to the Space Museum from Boarding Lounge 2.
Welcome, welcome! The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Anyone can go in, yeah. Exactly. Anyone could pass through the door to the Space Museum. There's no fingerprint recognition system on that door. In other words, with the two launch pads switched like that, someone other than Mr. Starbuck could have easily planted the bomb. I see. Gah! After setting the bomb on the rocket, the culprit snuck into Boarding Lounge 1 and waited there, concealed. In order to kill Mr. Turan when the two astronauts emerged from the Space Museum. What is the motive here, though? Like, why? Recall that Miss Blackquill, Mr. Starbuck, and the director all saw a suspicious figure, who, we can suppose, after killing Mr. Turan, made their escape into the Space Museum. After that, Director Cosmos switched the two launch pads back, without realizing the killer was inside the Space Museum. Letting the killer escape. The killer then left the Space Museum and made a clean getaway. Ah! Right, Dono. I see you know how to handle a sword, and handle it well. Perhaps I should call you Sword Master Bluff? I'm a seasoned warrior who has cut down many a prosecutor.
Silence.
But unless you can prove your theory, it's no better than a rusty sword. Okay, so let me just summarize this for myself. In my notes, the motive, Turan definitely stole the last few cookies in the communal cookie jar. Death penalty! Okay, let me see. After setting the bomb on the rocket... Oh, Jesus. So convoluted as usual. So before the murder, the Space Museum and real rocket were switched. The door to the rocket was open to anyone. So the killer got in and put the bomb. Then the killer hid in Lounge 1 to kill Turan for some reason. Maybe over some cookies. Maybe not. Then killer escaped into this museum. Then the director switched the two again. Killer escaped through the door to the museum because it was open to anyone. Okay. Woo! Alright.
That's right. You have no proof I switched the launch pads.
Somebody needs a better anger management counselor.
If the launch pads really were switched, there might be a record of it somewhere.
At this point, Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched with each other. So the corridor beyond the door should be the one that belongs to the Space Museum. Let's see. This is an image of the Launchpad 1 door. Do you see anything different when we compare it to the security footage? Well, I can do that right now. Can't I? 2. Oh, damn, it's there the whole time. There's a 2 on the floor. Oh. Huh? That number on the floor. Oh. Can I not just have something? Man, they just give it to you. Okay. Well, I realized it before it told me, I guess, so. Well, what do you know? Oh. Excuse you. Jeez. You ate too many cookies. Just kidding. I laced them with laxatives so I'd find out who did it! I got you! Thanks so much for the follow, Elf. Thank you. Well, what do you know? It looks like we have proof after all, Prosecutor Blackwell. Sorry, I'm having some issues. Oh. Nobody shame PC Man. Happens to the best of us. And if this is just some bluff... Oh, don't worry. It's all right here. Right in the footage. Proof that, beyond this door, is the corridor to the Space Museum.
Very well, then. Answer this for me if you would. What in this footage proves the corridor belongs to the Space Museum? It couldn't possibly be that number on the ground!
There's a 1 on the floor of the Launchpad 1 corridor. But take a look at the floor of the corridor in the security footage. Do you see the number on the floor behind the astronauts?
Do you see the number 2 on the floor in the picture? Point to where you see the number.
That's how I feel right now. I've already said this before, but I really feel like this game holds your hand a little too much. Just a little too much. Thank you so much for the follow, Clover. Thank you. Welcome in, Elf. Why are they all 3D? Man, I don't know. I don't know why they did this. I don't know. I really do enjoy the 3D in Chronicles, Ace Attorney Chronicles. But this is the first time they ever did the 3D, so it's rough. It's rough around the edges. I'm looking forward to playing other games in the future that are not that are not this rough. I've been told that the next Apollo game is better, so we shall see. But we have to get through Dual Destinies to get to that. It's right behind you! Huh? Where? What? Oh. It doesn't look like a 1, does it? That's because what you see is actually a part of a number 2! What? Impossible! You can count past 1? Why is it a 2 and not a 1? Because it's a 2! That's because the corridor you see is the one to the Space Museum. Ah! Ah! I'm having one of those moments. And so that means the corridor in this footage was not filled with smoke. That's right, because the explosion didn't occur in the Space Museum. The explosion occurred in Launchpad 1 on the side opposite the museum. And now that we know the 2 astronauts escaped from the Space Museum, the mystery from the previous trial of how they got down the ladder is cleared up. Mr. Turan, carrying Mr. Starbuck, simply took the elevator from the upper level down to the middle.
Just incredible! The 2 launch pads were actually switched! And you can count past the number 1! But you would think someone would have noticed an event of this magnitude.
Everyone was down in the basement shelter when the launch pads were swapped back. There's no way anyone could have known what was happening on the surface.
Oh?
It took forever to cut through all these man's lies. Chronic liar. That's so funny though, like, did the astronauts not notice they were at the wrong place? You know? Bye-bye! Bye-bye lies! No more lies, Director Cosmos. It's high time you told us the truth.
My honor! My glory! Everything's slipping away! Time to defend the galactic engine! Ignition! What? It's gone haywire! Ah! It won't stop! Ah! My stars! My glory! Ah! 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 No, not that way! Ah! Ah!
Jesus Christ. I had to try to keep up with that man. Goodness gracious.
Bailiff! On your steed, and after that, witness!
Your steed? Does the bailiff also have a Segway? Yeah, don't drive indoors. He is so sad. He's melting.
I see we managed to retrieve you before you came to any bodily harm.
Director Cosmos, do you admit you switched the launch pads?
I admit it's true. I switched Launchpad 1 for the Spice Museum. Ah, it is good to hear words I can believe for a change.
Before you do, Your Honor, two things. Okay, so Phoenix can only count to two. First, we don't know if Mr. Turan had prior knowledge of the switch. As for Mr. Starbuck, he was unaware of his surroundings thanks to his medication. Oh, right. Either way, Mr. Turan would have realized the instant he stepped into the Space Museum that it had been switched with Launchpad 1. So my first question is, if the Space Museum was perfectly fine, why did Mr. Turan feel the need to put on such a dramatic display? Well, maybe Starbuck fainted from the medication instead of from the explosion. As for my second question, I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the two launch pads to begin with. Okay, I'm gonna say my theory. Do not confirm or deny anything, please. My immediate thought, if Cosmos is not necessarily like the murderer or anything, because he was involved with the first incident that had the explosions, I'm wondering if maybe the reason he went through with this launch and also had good security is because he wanted to bait the bomber to do it again and possibly try to capture them this time. Like maybe, you know, because he has that thing about honor. He's like, oh, I want to find the culprit that ruined my reputation or ruined, you know, the other launch or whatever happened. I don't remember. And maybe he's trying to make it happen again so he can find who did it. I don't know. Something like that is what I'm thinking. Otherwise, the director is just guilty of maybe collaborating with the killer. I don't know. Let me make another summary for myself because of how these things go. Let's see. So all of really, what was the bailiff's steed though? Was someone just running on all fours and the bailiff was riding on top of them? Like, okay. Okay, two things Phoenix says. Did Turan know about the switch? Is our question. And then parentheses, because I kind of forgot about this. Starbuck didn't. Okay, I'll just say Starbuck was unaware because of meds. Okay. Why did Turan put on the drama? Maybe it's because he is the drama. Okay, what's wrong with that? And then, why did the director switch the paths? Okay, got it. Got it!
Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent.
For once.
But I will say, my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in the blast.
The director is terrified. He must have one heck of a reason for not wanting to explain why. Probably not a good time to try to pry it out of him, huh? Unless the bomber, like, put him up to this somehow? Like a threat?
Excuse me, but would you mind if I picked up my stars? Oh yeah, they're all gone! Without my badge of rank, I'm nothing. I don't see why not. Bailiff, help the director retrieve his stars.
There you go. Oops, I stole a few. They're mine now. Oopsie. And they changed in all different colors. Let me catch up with chat. A steed. Who's going to pretend to be the horse? Exactly. Old people really don't know how to use technology. It is a known fact that every court bailiff has a horse saddled outside the courthouse in case a witness tries to flee on a Segway. Oh. There's just a sign on the horse. Ride in case of Segway. That was a reenactment of Bishi controlling Kitty on the Segway and Wyatt. Yes! Yes! We make fun of him being on the Segway like we didn't watch Bishi goofing around in Info. Yep. Yep. Imagine Yagami had his hoverboard in court. Just doing like backflips and grinds in the courtroom. They did fix the... Let me try that again. They did fix the door very quickly, yes. They also have a carpenter on hand in case a Segway breaks through a door. Yeah, they have extra doors lying around.
It appears the possibility of a culprit other than the defendant has presented itself. Mr. Starbuck, is there anything you wish to say?
There he is. I don't get it.
Don't get it? What don't you get?
Director, why did you do all that? From the very beginning, you never meant for the launch to go ahead, did you? You tricked us! Mr. Starbuck.
Starbuck, my boy, I'm sorry. I can't tell you the reason why, but I had to do it to protect the Space Center.
Director, will I ever get the chance to go into space again? It's been almost 10 years.
Yes, of course. I won't rest until it happens. I will get you into space again, my boy.
Then the dream is still alive.
Silence.
Fuck your dreams! What are you gonna say? Typical. You're not going into space, Starbuck, but prison. I won't have it any other way. So he basically said, fuck your dreams. Okay. Why are you so hung up on him? He's got a personal vendetta. I know it. Yes, I accept that the launch pads really were switched. And if there were a third person at the scene, I suppose they could have escaped. But I have yet to see proof of this third person's escape via the Space Museum. Yume! Yume wa warui desu. I can't think of how to say fuck your dreams in Japanese. I just said your dream is bad.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yumewa, yabai. Ugh, he's right. I don't have any proof. Starbuck, you will spill everything you know.
What? Think?
Where did you get those bombs? Tell me now! If you don't, my blade shall feast on your blood.
If I'm going to die, I want to die in space!
I almost want to add that as a quote. If I'm going to die, I want to die in space. It's the only way. The best way. No, honestly, any death that can happen in space, other than just like common stuff that would happen maybe like while you're inside a safe space station, like a heart attack or something. Anything that's a death in space other than that kind of stuff would be horrendous. Running out of oxygen out in space, freezing to death, you know, being out in space without a spacesuit, burning up in the stratosphere. I mean, I don't know. If you're gonna die, I don't think you want to die in space. Pretty bad. Unless you die peacefully in your sleep on the space station, I guess. I guess that'd be fine. Yume wa baka desu. Baka. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you get spaghettified. No sauce. You know, sauceless. Just the noodles. Bishi, he's dying. He said he wants to die. Well, I guess he wants to die in space, not in a courtroom. He's fine. He'll be fine. It's all in his head. Sudden decompression isn't too bad. You pass out pretty much instantaneously. Oh, God. It's happened in some situations on Earth in vacuum chambers. Ooh! I mean, as long as you go quickly, any death where you die really slowly is horrible, like fire and drowning in space. The vacuum of space. Yume. He dreams to go to the one place not corrupted by capitalism. Now, you say that. But capitalism is why there's like thousands of satellites in the stratosphere. You would have to go kind of far. You would have to go kind of far to get away from the capitalism, fortunately. Maybe outside of the solar system. Maybe then. But then maybe the aliens have capitalism too. They have alien capitalism. Their currency is doubloons, you know? Alien doubloons. I was trying to hold out, but I must go to bed. Well, I hope you don't dream of this face. Or dying in space. I hope you don't dream about those. But I hope you have a good night, and thank you so much for being here, Weird Normal. We'll see you later. Does your head explode if your helmet cracks in space? No. Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions about the science of space, honestly. Like, science fiction and movies and shows have really dramatized a lot, from what I understand. Yeah, the space doubloons. Like, I think that your body just kind of like... I mean, do you even freeze over? I don't think you turn into like an instant icicle or anything, but I think that your body will like freeze over time, and that's pretty much it. And there's no air, so you suffocate. Maybe we should look up an article, because I'm just bullshitting right now from whatever I can remember. Something in space, nobody can hear you scream. Yeah, that's why we can't hear him screaming right now. Okay. Except when I say it, of course. Gah! I have to do something. Solomon Starbuck. Prepare yourself. Now, you know violence is not the answer, Prosecutor Blackquill. That annoyingly cheerful laugh. It can be none other than... Champion of Righteousness, Bobby Fulbright here. In justice we trust. Detective Fulbright? Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Lawyer. I hope I'm not too late. I don't believe we had an appointment. I tried to hurry, but I ended up helping a little old lady cross the street. And then I had to break up a cat fight. I tell ya, justice sure is a full-time job. Was it a fight between cats, or... Why are you here again? Because the defendant isn't the culprit, and I came to make sure that justice is served. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Well, isn't it a good thing? Fulbright. I always thought you were a bit touched in the head. Oh. But have you finally succumbed? Whatever. Nope, but it looks like you've succumbed to this phantom of yours. Open your eyes and let the evidence of justice uncloud your judgment. What evidence?
Come to think of it, he did say something about finding us some evidence.
Oh, yes, we had the whole conversation because he was saying that he could tell Black Quill was just chasing after this phantom, like the person who did the other bombing, and was not trying to uphold the law necessarily. He was just focused on that. Thanks, you two. I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you.
I didn't think he was serious, though.
Stuff in space actually has a lot of heat issues, i.e. getting rid of heat. There's nothing there to radiate heat like air. What about the thing that happened to Arnold in the movie where he went to Mars? 100% scientifically accurate. Definitely not fucking with you at all. I would never joke in this stream. We do not joke here. Serious viewers only. No more jokes for the next 5 minutes. Serious messages in chat only. Intellectual messages only in chat for the next 5 minutes. I'm watching you, chat. I'm watching you. Intellectually. So what is it, detective? Is it something that will prove Mr. Starbuck innocent? Oh, damn! I guess that must be the lighter that the killer was holding? It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's this? A lighter? That's right. A lighter thought to have been used by the culprit, no less. The Space Museum's cleaning robot picked it up. It has the victim Clay Terran's blood along with his killer's fingerprints on it. What? Ah! I have a feeling this is not going to go well, though. Because these things never do. Order! Order! Detective Fulbright! Can I assume that the fingerprints don't belong to the defendant? You bet! Mr. Starbuck is totally innocent! This is it. This is just what I needed. Okay. The lighter found on the floor of the Space Museum. The true culprit's fingerprints are on it in the victim's blood. Well, don't keep me waiting! Whose is it? Your Honor, this is decisive evidence that supports the defense's earlier claim.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. I can't think too good anymore.
With pleasure, Your Honor. Recall where this lighter was found. Based on that, we can extrapolate,
Using the big words.
that after the killer murdered Mr. Terran, they escaped with lighter in hand into the Space Museum, where they dropped it. The switching of the two launch pads occurred. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so it's found on the floor of the Space Museum, I see. Okay. Lighter with Terran's blood and someone's fingerprints found on floor of museum. Oh god. The switching of the two launch pads occurred Yeah, okay. And then finally, the killer left through boarding lounge 2 and made their escape. Meanwhile, Mr. Starbuck was found in boarding lounge 1 after the murder, a fact that Director Cosmos has testified to. Therefore, Mr. Starbuck couldn't have possibly been the one to drop the lighter there.
Silence.
They were in the museum at one point, though. Ah, but the defendant had free reign of the area until Director Cosmos appeared. Could he not have dropped the lighter in the Space Museum during that span of time?
Objection!
You'd like that to be true, wouldn't you? But Director Cosmos testified that right after he saw the mysterious figure with a lighter, he went into the lounge and found the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. In other words, Mr. Starbuck wouldn't have had the time to double back to the museum. Right. Okay. No, Prosecutor Blackquill, this lighter could only have been dropped by the real killer. Ugh. Most importantly, Mr. Starbuck's fingerprints were nowhere to be found on this lighter. I think you understand what this means, don't you? This piece of evidence unequivocally proves that Mr. Starbuck was not the culprit. Ah!
This does indeed appear to be decisive evidence that proves the defense's claims.
As for the remote switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, we can assume it was planted by the killer on the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. No, there must be some mistake.
Frankly, Prosecutor Blackquill, I've been worried about you. You've been chasing this phantom for 7 whole years. I understand your urgency because tomorrow...
Silence.
Fulbright, you promised never to speak of that. Huh? Tomorrow? What about tomorrow? Is it like, oh, what's it called? The statute of limitations or something? Like maybe he can't prosecute the original bomber after tomorrow? Maybe?
Given the body of evidence, I think it's safe to say the defendant is innocent. In light of the fact that it was impossible for him to have committed the crime. If I could speak, you would understand me. A few unanswered questions remain, so I look forward to seeing what you two uncover. But for now, this court finds the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, not guilty.
So we found Starbuck not guilty, but we're not done yet? Okay. The looping applause. Yes, we did it, Mr. Wright. Looks like we pulled it off somehow, huh? With some help from Detective Fulbright. Mr. Wright, Miss Sykes, thank you. And please thank Apollo for me, too. You all are the best. Ooh, I wish we could tell Apollo about Mr. Starbuck's verdict right now. Yeah, me too. That's gonna have to wait.
Now that a verdict has been reached, I'd like to bring today's trial to a close. Court is adjourned.
Okay. Almost thought they were gonna do a bait and switch like, oh, but wait, there's
Objection.
more! Oh, brother! I fucking knew it. I knew it. It's too late to object, isn't it? Come on. It simply isn't possible. Something is wrong.
Prosecutor Blackquill, are you dissatisfied with the verdict? Goddamn, I can't speak today.
Fulbright, what were the results of the fingerprint analysis for the lighter? Oh, the results? Well, I was in a hurry, and then there was that cat fight, and, well... I kinda got carried away when I heard the prints weren't Mr. Starbucks, so... You have yet to read it? Prosecutor Blackquill, can you read out who the prints belong to? Upon thorough analysis, the fingerprints were found to belong to Athena Sykes. So says the report.
What?
What? Huh? Me?
The fuck?
What? Did she, like, accidentally pick it up or something?
Order, I say! Order! Miss Sykes, tell me you have an explanation for this. We just finished proving that this lighter could only belong to the killer. So finding your prints on it can only lead us to one grave conclusion.
I don't know how they got on there, but I know I'm not the culprit. What the heck? This can't be happening. We built up our argument piece by piece, and I don't think any of our reasoning was faulty. So how could it have led to this? Evidence found by Detective Fulbright. It has Athena's prints on it in the victim's blood. In the blood? Like she touched it after the blood was on there? Nah, this is crazy. Gah! What have I done? Please forgive me. I'm sorry.
Order! Order! Detective Fulbright, stop your crying!
Okay. What in the world's happening here? It's like the world's gone mad.
Order! Order! I will have order! Give me order or give me death! But don't actually give me death, I don't want to die yet. I've still got another 2 years in me.
Confusion spiraled into utter chaos. After all we'd fought for, the truth had turned cruelly on us to accuse Athena of the crimes. Somewhere, somehow, everything had gone terribly wrong. We had stumbled over the edge of reason and into the jaws of a twisted darkness. So dramatic. So very dramatic. Oh, is that the end of the chapter? Oh, shit! I didn't know. Oh, that felt so short. I feel like we just started that case. Okay. I guess it was kind of like 2 cases in one. All right. Well, I guess next time we start episode 5, is that the last episode? By the way. Interesting. Okay, well, that is gonna be it. Yeah, I think, is episode 5 gonna be the last episode? Someone who's played this game, just let me know. I want to know. I want to know. But yeah, it could be. Usually 5 is the last one, but 5 episodes of main story, but we have an extra DLC chapter. Okay, so we're gonna have 6 chapters technically, but one of them is a bonus one. I'm imagining Fulbright grabbing 2 pissed off cats by the scruff. Yeah. Okay, well, that's gonna be it. We made some good progress today. Oh my god, I just realized why I feel so hot. I don't have my fan on today. Jesus Christ. I was like, why am I don't even have sleeves on. Why am I sweating? I'm gonna end stream just because of that. It's too hot in here. We did get to a twist. I'm wondering how the next one's gonna go. I think the next episode is just gonna be continuing this case, honestly. I think it's just gonna pick up right where we left off and be like, oh, why is Athena getting these fingerprints? Let's go investigate the scene of the crime, you know, and figure this out. We will be playing some more Apollo tomorrow, and we'll be starting off with episode 5. And then Friday will probably be Date Everything, and then next week I might try to put some scary games in the schedule. But yeah. I appreciate y'all being here. And I will be back tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Central with some more video games. Anyway, have a great night. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.